Enough! Enough of this AAA slop. Give me some of that indie jank. And not any kind of indie jank. I'm not talking about the Celestes of the world. I'm not talking about indie games with quality assurance testing and professional development software, stupid Unity, stupid Unreal Engine. I'm talking about the real OGs, the real undergroundies. Give me that Japanese doujinshi jank. Okay, now that the hype intro is out of the way. Don Don, Mad Princess, The Great Gladiators. Okay, I know. This isn't the most underground of titles. It was actually quite popular in the DL site ratings. I mean, you knew that, right? A action RPG kind of game thing. Oh god, what a filthy resolution. And having to run it in a virtual machine? Okay, never mind. If we use the specific version of Glorious Eggworld Wine, it works. I just need to set my screen resolution to 720p. Alright, let's listen into my live commentary. When the commentary is live, this little red dot appears. Boas pessoal, e daqui fala. Está na hora de algum live commentary for the fun lols, because it's easy to do normal difficulty, porque não me apetece. Kamen Rider. Boruto. Ike. Of course. Yes. Family. Demon Girl. Demon Girl. Destroy my ass. The sound effects are too loud. The fucking rain. You are actually insane. You are actually insane putting the fucking drip sound effect as BGM. Okay, sleep time. Day 2. Yahoo. Interesting commentary time. The cell is connected to the end chamber. Where is the post chamber? The end chamber is where fighters wait for their turn in the arena. Convicts. Donald. Oh my god. Throw me to the wolves and I'll come out pregnant. And so on. Loser City game. Defense my ass priority. No man, offense is the best defense. Haven't you heard? Dude, she has 2 hair colors, you know, it's a fucking smashable cunny, honestly. Very is the name of one of my aunts, that's terrible. Leather helmet. Hell yeah, we are the gimp. Is there no save? And don't you think for a moment that this is even half of my brain rot capabilities. Anyway, look at this. Quite a battle system, huh? I for once think it is quite interesting. I mean, it's a sort of basic turn battler sort of thing, but instead of having to press I don't know how many buttons in order to do the action you actually want to do, a la old Final Fantasies and so on, everything is mostly one button click away, making combat a more instantaneous and quick affair. And although the classic turn battling UI is nothing to scoff at and is in no way unusable in the modern day, I do have to admit that this very small innovation adds to the game's charm. And what makes it even more impressive is that this game was made in Wolf RPG Editor, and games made with this engine tend to look and play like this. Quite a change, huh? Well, I'm sure the game is filled with buttloads of plugins not included with the base product, but anyway. Cool. ain't chamber, and now we have to fight for the stake. Nobody jumps for the fire. Yes. This was a coherent English sentence. That's great. Anal! Anal! She has that crazy gothic Lolita style. Good for her, good for her. Jesus, 3 years. Anal is an excellent gladiator. I.S. Turner. Great. She's a petit bourgeois, small producer, exploiter, capitalist, horned demon woman. Blah 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 blah. The day of your emancipation is coming up. She's going to the Lutheran camp. I hate Lutherans. This initial stage of the game is actually really well made, with small bits of lore, exposition, and a very clearly laid out progression path that lets you start getting to grips with the game and its mechanics, both the fighting mechanics and the inventory management mechanics, as you get exposed to different encounters and different weapons with different abilities. Surely the game will not, in typical JRPG fashion, slowly become a black box of impossible to see flags and events that leaves you confused and sad. Balance. Alright, we can't fight anymore, so we need to go to sleep. That's a really nice prison cell, I gotta say. No? You leave your cell and enter the end chamber. This has a decent plottage, you know, it's good to have a little bit of plot every day so you don't disengage with the game. Like yesterday, convicts are waiting their battle, creating a lively atmosphere. You find it a curious sight, seeing people of all classes. I'm a member of the bourgeoisie, don't you know? I went to university. From convicts to nobles, all gathered in one room. This late medieval era isekai trash. Amongst the crowd, there's one girl with a giant nutsack on her back. She's coming towards me. It must be the new newbie Annalie Ainel was talking about. She's Thelma. Nice to meet you. Random capitalization. No, pretty normal capitalization. I'm just cooked in the brain. She's a skilled merchant working in Lutheria's camp. She used to travel different places as a vendor, but now collects equipment. Blah, 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 blah. She's contract. If you're willing to let me have all your equipment that belongs after you die, I can pay for gold up front. Okay. We never sign contracts with the petit bourgeois. We do not play into their game. We will not sign your contract. You petit bourgeois lolly. I shall have you hanged with the ropes that you have sold me shortly. She respects my decision. Good to know. Good to know she respects my decision. She should. We got money for a fiery herb. And a table. You know how... Look at this table. Yeah, look at it. Fucking wooden table with nice decor. In the arena, there's another girl. We love girls. We are a girl, or are we? We've got something down here that's not very girlish. A figure taking down their opponents one after the other. Convicts. A spatha. You should listen. Spathas are long, so let's go back to doing events. Let's see if our skills have changed. They have. So let's see. Negate target defense, deal twice the damage. Attack with mace. Deal thrice your normal damage to enemies. Please use the equipment as enhancement material. Okay, let's see. Reduces CT of all skills by 1, nullifies 1 enemy attack. Helm guard triples armor defense for 3 turns. Killing people is not wrong. Killing people is not wrong. Especially in this case, you know. For the sake of my YouTube audience, I'll not advance the Nietzschean post-moral argument or whatever. But you are literally, you know, being forced to kill people. I don't think it's bad, okay? I don't think you should suffer the consequences for that. She's brooding, feeling, losing herself in the guilt of taking lives. She requested, you know, shut up, girl. Yay! More friendship. Listen, girlie. You are going to lose. Yeah, you're going to die, but in a non-standard sense, in the ultra-moral sense, as they say. Normal damage. CT for... Okay. CT for the skill resets. Wait, snipe. Deals normal damage. CT... There we are. Oh my god. 1 week. Guys, one week. 1 week. Back to the fun. The Ancient Chamber. Oh look, Zuko from Avatar, The Last Airbender, The Legend of Aang, whatever you want to call him. You see Vera, Latin for true, feminine, speaking to an unfamiliar figure. The conversation is not going well. Well, conversations never go well, dude. Prison under my jurisdiction. Yeah! Welcome to America, private prison system. You know it very well. Homer Simpson! Homer Simpson is back. Somehow Homer Simpson returned. Father said the matches of late have been boring. Spectators at the stands have become quite empty. Our most promising anal leave. Date. Hello, Miss Gothic Lolita with blood in her eyes or something. Annalie is staring you with a strange... Anal. Strange expression. There will be the death matches. To prevent the nominated from killing themselves. Wow! Inhuman abominations not allowed to die. Yay! Prison cell. Oh look! Let's have some steamy out sex. Boruto, I see you made it out alive. Conversations forbidden in prison. Wow, really? That's not nice. Wait, do we share a cell? That's crazy. I don't know, they should use more backgrounds. Conversations forbidden in prison. Yeah, she starts knocking on the wall and says, Bukharin is dead. And we start crying together. Bukharin! Why do you need me to die, Koba? Death matches are racking up body count. Vera has been missing since the death match began. Ah, because she's the crazy girl. Lotharia, great names. Report to the camp. Wow, nobles can buy slaves. I love the slave economy. Make a living. Sponsors. Sponsors! Make a living by training gladiators at their camp, sending them fight to the Colosseum. Wow, Lotharia had promised Vera to buy anally the other day. I became convinced that in order to get into a better route, I had to beat the hardest battle possible in the arena. The one that the game explicitly told me I shouldn't do, since I felt like the characters were foreshadowing that something bad would happen, since they were selected to do the deathmatch battle, and so I should go ahead before them, so I could trigger a flag or something. And so I spent quite a few minutes trying to beat the battle, and it didn't matter in the slightest. Get ourselves some lavender, and fight in the deathmatch, you can win. No, we can't. That's unfair. I should have brought, like, the sword or something like that. I mean, it will take a while to neutralize these guys. Nope, we died. We needed a different weapon. Okay. Got game over. And we continue. Okay. Let's try and deathmatch it again. Let's see. We need to... There we are. Like, this is really close to winning, honestly. Okay, well, we still have the buff. Okay, now we need to eclipse. No! If I eclipsed, okay. We can do it. We can win this today. If we eclipse, we win. If we had eclipse at that time, we'd have won. No, okay. With a bow, we can do it. It's because I'm afraid with that dialogue, you know? With that dialogue they give you, it might be that someone is about to die. Like, the fact we are this close, you know, is disheartening, you know? But here, we need to use the bow and arrow. Oh, it crashed. It crashed, guys. Okay. Good to know. I don't even know why it crashed, but it crashed. Oh, yes! We did it! And we gained nothing special. Nothing happened. In fact, we didn't need to do this battle. The real event battle that we go on if we choose to help anally is exactly the same, except the fact that we've got her as a helper. We didn't need to do it alone, but of course it was not clear what we could or could not do. Brother, I already won a deathmatch alone, with a lot of retries. We can win. Of course, man. I can win it. Maximum damage to target and surrounding enemies. Okay, listen. This is a armor guard followed by a wild shot. It's done. Can we snipe? Co-op. Ah, it's a co-op attack. Okay, we triple shot it then. And go 1, 2. Oh, we won. That was pretty easy. Boruto. Yes, finally! Fall in love with me. You do. Word from the organizer. Lord Fergus. And so on. Oh my god, it's a decrepit old man. And in particular, you have talent. In a decade, no century. She's the Lewis Hamilton of all arena fighting. Ferza, trainer at Lutherius camp. Man, a lot of hot women in this game. We love Japan for it. We love for it. We love for it. My control of the English language is extremely reduced. I've been admitted into the Imperial camp. I'm sorry I couldn't uphold our promise. And so on. You're coming to the Imperial camp. Come here. What's the meaning of the ears? The petit bourgeois. Shut up! Petit bourgeois demon. Haute bourgeois Homer Simpson is talking. Amazing. Anal has left. Crazy. She'll look into replacement. Crazy. Lotharia is depressed. I'm here, bitch. I'm here. I'm here. I'm ready to have hot, steamy sex. Hot, steamy thespian legs. Boruto came to us not long ago. But now we can move into the real game, and things get a bit complicated. But first, some introductory cutscenes. You are trying your best. Wow. My fetish is women telling me I tried my best. Your opinion is not unique, man. Go kill yourself. You are a bourgeois scum. And so on. Oh, I will not be fighting as a gladiator. I'll be a sex slave. Once produced action gladiators. However, due to the emergence of Consul Ferus. Okay. Anti-competitive behavior, classic haute bourgeois. I'm not going to support the petit bourgeois. I'm going to lead a proletarian revolution. Lumpen proletarian revolution. Nutsack kids. I made it alive. Prepare demon. How? Prepare demon? Prepare dinner. I want some demon for dinner. Human milk. Oh my... No! Not Netorare. Who is this? It's called the Bunny Man. Holy shit. He can talk, but he's not a bad person. Oh no, he's been fucking the lolly. Of course she complained. She's an old hag. Fucking old hag. Get hagged. Stop hagging. Firstly, you need to know you spend a sum of money, okay? Repaying that debt is your priority. Fucking petit bourgeois bitch, I'm gonna rape you. She'll teach me how to fight. Please teach me how to fight, pretty lady. Don't take impossible battles, okay. Let's go sleep. Oh my god, I love this game. I've played so many hours of it. What's the name of the game, guys? Comment, like, subscribe. I don't remember. The game is... It's in a folder in my computer called fuck. And the name is... It's a fucking brothel game. I forgot the name of. Amazing. The bed is fluffy. Yeah, boy. Fluffy bed. I like it as much as human milk. The room is clean and more spacious than your shell. You thank Thelma and see her out. Yeah, boy, that was a weird graphical glitch, but here we are. Character request, discussion, and gallery. Character request, discussion, gallery. Character. Look at that. We can finally look at our stats. We got a bronze bow, leather armor, and leather helmet. We got tasks. Maximum damage dealt task. Oh. We need to pay for training? Cunt. Title. Titles are bestowed to you. Titles are bestowed upon you by your employer. We are proletarian. We have leveled up from lumpen proletariat to proletariat. Soon we will become labor aristocrat. Titles can be hard. Okay, show off. No. Talk of requests. No requests in progress. Discussion. You have no partner to discuss with. Awfully realistic. Ha 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 ha. Gallery. Nut. Let's talk with a grandmother. Martha. Level 20. Friendship 0. Invite as partner. No thanks. Let's talk. I've been living in Scramp since first they rescued me. Okay. We spent 1 hour talking to Grandma. Let's try and raise the girl. I'm Thelma. I travel. Okay. I'm Ron. I send home the money I earned fighting. You shouldn't be risking your life. Shut up! You fucking family man, heteronormative, Oedipal cunt. You shouldn't send money home, you should spend it on gambling, idiot. Alright. That's good to know. Would you like to pay? No, I don't like paying. Repay death, you'll get rewards, okay. Let's train, I guess. Train. Would you like to begin training first aid? Soon we learn that we have a debt to pay back, a training center to spec our level up points into various bonuses, and a whole world to presumably explore. And so our new life begins. We head into a city where slaves fight for the entertainment of massive crowds. We have to participate in tournaments, explore, complete quests, all that so that we can pay back our debt to our master and become free. And we meet some more or less interesting people along the way, such as... two foreign looking people, lend a hand. That man is Homer. He is the most notorious noble. He is nothing like his austere father. Who cares if he's austere? He's a noble. Kill all nobles. All nobles are bastards or whatever. Don't care. You bastards! All the slaves have nothing to say. Kill this guy too. Okay. Let's armor guard. This. They're dead. Well, it made a good sound effect, so I think we did a good thing. Woods folk, fucking minority in my video game. The fucking wokes are I don't know. I don't really care. What's your name? My name is my name. Wow, show off from Boruto. I've heard of you. Thank you, Regina. Regina and Colleen. Very good. Thank you for your help. I love elves. I'd fuck elves all day. Dark elf and high elf. We all fuck elves. Woods folk. Now they are whitewashing elves. You'll be returning to Woods Folk Fortress. Thank you properly. Come to the fortress. I'll come to your fortress, girls. I'll bang you up old school. Yay. Requests. You have no requests. Well, I have to talk with her friend and I have to go 9 AM fight in the Beginner's Cup. As per your average post-2010 Japanese fantasy setting, the world is fraught with racism, greed, and political intrigue, all with a medieval sword and fantasy backdrop and yeah. I've heard this story before. Got to dock some points for the lack of originality in this department. This is no Monster Girl quest, that's for sure. Well, we'll be seeing these Beijing elves another time, I'm sure. We then talk to our teacher's teachers, meet back with Annalie, and sleep in the stables for free, while waiting for the arena to open. This game has arena in its name, so I assume that's what we should do. But when I wake up, I don't have to pay. Okay. We wake up at 6 AM. Looks like a good way. A good place to wake up. Crowd has gathered. Athena, popular warrior. Hello. Children and adults, men and women, all gathered to fucking... Athena. I fucking licked my mic. Tastes salty. Illegal gatherings are forbidden. Stupid bird. You can't do anything. Fucking Demarat party? I don't know. My voice is getting fucked. Let me get a losange. Dr. Bayardo. Faz-te bem, ó puto. Well, I then try to understand the quest system and propose to Annalie, but she rejects me. And it's off to arena fighting. You win money for winning individual fights, and when you win a fight, you climb up in the ladder. The higher your ranking by the end of the week, the higher your final reward. You also unlock more titles the more cups you win. But I decided winning the cup in one day is too good for me, and instead take on some side quests and go exploring some random cave. The dungeon system is relatively cool, but very quickly gets extremely repetitive, and yes, you'll be spending a lot of time locked in here. This is, in my opinion, the main way to progress in the game, and the only way to get Dragon Ball ending, but more on that later. In the left side of the screen, you've got a text adventure-esque thing that allows you to take actions in your current tile, and in the right side of the screen you choose to what tile you go next. Yes, it's a procedurally generated dungeon, and every dungeon has different mobs, different obstacles in the tiles, and a different coat of paint generally. but the main loop is the same for all of them. Go from tile to tile, interacting with things in the tiles and occasionally fighting. In the top left is your progress in the floor, and when it fills up, you can go to the next floor. As you go up the floors, the monsters get more difficult, the terrain generation more punishing, but your rewards also improve. But be sure to bring some more expensive gold and silver keys for when you explore the higher levels, otherwise you won't be opening any chest. When you climb a floor, kill monsters or complete certain actions, you gain XP. Simple, huh? When you interact with an event in a tile, either it is free to interact and only uses up some of your in-game time, or you get to choose between using up an expendable item or instead using a reusable item. But because we are poor right now, we are only able to purchase the consumable ones, and not many of them. Some events are negative, others are more positive. You can also leave at any time, and get to run away from battle at the expense of some vigor every once in a while. It has a cooldown. Live gameplay me doesn't have interesting things to say in here, so let's just speed along. We then get to the next town over. Post Town it is called. What's next? Put Town? Patch Town? Get Town? Oh, there are quests to explore the dungeons up to floor 5 and exterminate monsters here. We go back to the arena, get hurt pretty badly, shop around in the market for a bit, and go back to exploring the caves, this time getting rewarded for it since we took the quest. And from now the game starts getting kind of repetitive, but at this point you don't know it yet. You think that the game might be withholding some information from you, or some mechanic, that something more pressing or more objective could come up in the future. Maybe some more defined side quests, but here is where I struggle. Although some seemingly side questy areas and requests appear, the way forward isn't straightforward. A big mistake I did in this playthrough, I think, was not going exploring early enough. I was afraid the other areas would have monsters that would be way too difficult for me. And although it is true that some of the sea battles that you get early on are relatively more difficult than the land battles, there are still many places that I could go explore, and I didn't go explore them. It doesn't make much sense to explore either. There is very little character dialogue and interactions with the characters feel somewhat hollow. Because time is constantly advancing, we cannot simply do the standard JRPG tactic of talking to every NPC everywhere before moving forward with the questline. We simply don't have the time for it. You can't be in every town at once. And then every town is so similar, even though some shops are slightly different, and some towns have less room choices in the inns. And then every town is just very similar, even though some shop items are slightly different from town to town, and some towns have less room choices in the inns, and sometimes they have different NPCs walking about. Everything just feels samey. Well, at least in this stage of the game I'm still getting new content from time to time by visiting random areas randomly. Like I just met a trident lady and... oh, she likes our sincerity. Let's go. And we get a request to give a letter to another character, and then we do, and then, well, that's it. At least we got to rank C31 in the Beginner's Cup. And look, we can recruit Lanka into our camp. I remember her, I beat her in the ass. I remember her, I beat her ass in the arena. Okay, I'll talk with my super erotic bombshell boss lady and we'll get you right in, Lanka. And although this makes Lanka our friend and recruitable as a party companion, it just feels a bit directionless. Welcome. Welcome to... Welcome to... I am fucking exhausted. Town. I don't know. Let's get playing. The best game ever. Yeah, I think that's the main takeaway from it. The game feels directionless. I don't think I say this just because I'm some sort of pampered gamer. I played Ys 1, remastered for the PS2. And I only looked at the walkthrough once. I completely missed the door that I thought was just for decoration, but actually had a super important NPC that you needed to talk to in order to progress the story. Good game is... You sometimes feel lost, but never without purpose. Now here is when good games rise, and less good games fall. We the player now get to know the gameplay loop, are comfortable with it, and now it can show us what it's truly made of. We start progressing the game, getting further and further into dungeons, better and better equipment, get to know more and more of the story, and refine our gameplay strategies for maximum success. We quickly clear the sword cup. And now we are free to explore pretty much anywhere. The setup I'm using for battles right now is the following. The Spatha as our main weapon, allowing for stun attacks with blast, decent damage output with severing strike and decent crown management with smooth sweep, first aid in our armor for sustain, and eclipse in the helmet for reducing cooldowns and getting a deflect the next attack status effect. We have a quick hop across to elf territory, and I express my love for orphans. They cooperate with the Empire by hunting and putting down beasts. Amazing. Orphanage? I hate orphanages. We also get some more info on the tense political situation between the woods folk and the Humies. We then move to a fishing village where nothing happens, and then to a sea trading village where we meet a mushroom woman. And a certified crazy woman. It also saves things. There's a girl giving a speech. Oh no, it's a cult. It's a religion. I want to see where this goes. This Delilah girl is not only crazy, she's important to the plot. Holy shit. He's drunk. Father! She has a big fucking club and a shield. Crazy. The characters are... the style is really cool. They're all pretty little girls. Citizen male. Melania's breast, age 2 or breasts. Alright, it's the millennial line. I love JRPGs. There isn't a little indicator telling you you should go here to advance the storylines. No, you got to click randomly until you do things. Nursing a drink. Nursing a drink? What you looking at? I'm walking here. You know, if you want to ask me, I'm an explorer. I like exploring. Oh, I should have answered. Of course. Should have answered gladiator. We go back to the trading camp and pick up Lankia as our partner. Now we've got someone to fight with us. Oh, questline advances. They are friends. They both have big spears, you see. That's how you know they are friends. They are great friends. Fortress. She's one of those elf things. But her staying power is so weak that she drags us down more than she pulls us up. I'm not going to buy you expensive HP potions so you can keep on fighting. She seems easily manipulated. We should help her. Anyway, you are not forced to explore dungeons. You can trade fish around towns. Yeah. See that little percentage when you are in a shop? It's the markup or markdown you get by selling that specific item in this or that town. You can also trade them in quests for even bigger markup. This trading minigame system sort of thing is a good source of income to supplement your battling, but only in the early game, honestly. And now we are introduced to our slaver's brother and his secret project to create artificial life forms that live only for battle, the eponymous princesses from the game's name. Welcome. Well, laboratory? Holy shit, she's covered in blood. No, it's just her fashion. There's another horned one. Gervine. The slavery's these girl guys. Sister. Who could that be? What do you mean? Am I being racist or something? Yes. Holy shit. Mad Princess experimental subject? What the fuck? Human experimentation? Experimental subject? Body parts of enraged beasts? That's crazy. Wow. That's why the game is called Mad Princess. Whoa! I'm getting threatened. Amazing. I love the bourgeoisie. It just be like that. Classroom. Well, the plotting and questing continue, but without any big surprises. I'll give you bits and bobs of live commentary if there's anything interesting to be said, but most of the time, nothing special is happening. Nothing changed. There we are. No, wait. Let's see what happens. Okay, we get put back in town. The Silver's Cup has ended. Your rank is C31. Splendid match. Let's go! Crazy woman. Amazing. Self-centered nobles. Very well. Lead the proletariat to its revolution. We need you. In a final note, we ask Clara to be our date, and she says yes. The world is saved. Now, follow me into the essay part of the video as random gameplay footage plays in the background in order to retain your attention. So, let's discuss intellectual things. First of all, this game was a breakthrough game for its circle at Autorosoft, and it was released almost 5 years ago. It is not new by any stretch of the imagination, and it is not refined by any stretch of the imagination. In the beginning of the video I talked about Celeste, as an example of what this game is not. Let me further explain my choice. First of all, what is a circle? A circle is a Japanese Ojinshi culture term that designates either an individual or a small group of people that work together in order to produce a fellow people work. Dojinshi. The objectives of the circle are different from those than a company, at least in principle, since the objective is to produce something to be enjoyed by their fellow people rather than by consumers in general. The notion of profit incentive is not as strong. Sure, a lot of people that make dojinshi also do it with the objective of getting noticed for their work, and then with that recognition either gain employment on a certain field of activity or even level up into a fully blown commercial company. But this is to say that a circle is much more of an informal association than a company. Even though there do exist company-like circles, most circles are merely informal. This is comparable in the West with the term creator, and relates a lot more with the sort of self-published indie games one sees in websites like itch.io. The L site is sort of like the Japanese itch.io, except for the fact that it is more well known for the distribution of things like ASMR and pornographic manga than just video games. Although itch.io also distributes things such as comics, it is not very well known for that. And also, itch.io has not been blacklisted from working with several financial and banking institutions such as Visa or MasterCard. Well, now that I've gone and said this, Funko Pop of slop fame has gone and sent itch.io biting dust. Celeste was developed by an actual team with a lot of people based in Vancouver, while Atorasoft is, as far as I know, only 2 people. The indie game label acts only as a negative label. It does not define a certain economic relationship or development pattern, at least in its everyday use. Indie game has come to signify a certain lo-fi style of game design more than anything, which I think is a shame. Because of the socialization of the development process for games, very few popular and successful games can be said to be truly independent, a term which is an holdover from the fetishization of the small producer. And what use was all this discussion about the term indie and the term doujinshi? Not much actually, because although the term doujinshi is generally a more useful term than the term indie, since it tracks more closely with the actual economic reality of its production, the issue of target consumer is more important. This is to say, the difference between an enthusiast and a mainstream audience. And this is a distinction I want to draw very clearly here. The difference I actually care about between Celeste and this game I'm reviewing is for whom was the game made. While many people sing the praises of the great indie games versus the slop AAA games, how many of those people go into itch.io and start looking for hidden gems? How many go to DL site and purchase a now forgotten Arrow game from 20 years ago that is not available anywhere else? I actually found some of my fellow people online while researching this video. This small discussion in some random RPG forum. We'll come back to it shortly. This game has only 13 reviews on Steam. It has completely passed under the radar of the English-speaking world. And even if the game was relatively successful in Japan, with 12,000 purchases in DL sites, this is a completely different scale from games like Little Company, a game €5 cheaper which has 367,000 reviews. Clearly, there is a difference in scale inside the indie market. We are in need of yet another label. Indie-ier games, hobbyist games, enthusiast games, whatever. Do I think everybody should go and play Mad Princess the Great Gladiators? Honestly, why not? I think people's relationship with games right now is beyond stupid. The gamer identity really is a terrible thing. What I hate the most is the sort of gaming is over kind of takes that are floating around the interwebs lately. Like, look outside, nothing ever happens. Games are still right there, ready to be played. Like, go ahead, pirate 30 RPG Maker games. Some of them will suck, some will be okay, some will be surprisingly decent. Go into itch.io and pick up a game that looks even just mildly interesting. It might very well be shit, but hey, it won't be AAA open world Grindcraftatron multiplayer sweatfest, that's for sure. Well, but now we fall into a societal problem sort of topic that I just can't get into in this video. With how our lives are oriented into participating in this cycle of overproduction and overconsumption in the modern day, with how little time we have for ourselves, who can go around looking for games? Who can dive into these sorts of games? When what we want from a game is just a little distraction, a bit of entertainment, some stress relief, when we are forced to prefer familiarity and convention with a different coat of paint over difficult to approach games, with honest games, with lack of polish, with lack of technical talent, with their jank, their clunkiness, I cannot reproach the AAA consumers. We have been made into consumers and nothing more, trapped in this little golden cage of ours. What's more, why live if she won't love me? Speaking of random RPG Maker games, Something Island, Kagayama Rinko's Endless Summer. A game full of aesthetic, a true slow burner. After getting antsy with her underage student, and therefore fired from her highly prestigious teaching job in Tokyo, Rinko is thrown into the island where she grew up as a child. She is supposed to become a teacher in the local school. The world is a sandbox, and you are free to guide yourself in any way you want. But wait, it seems that there is going to be a festival at the end of the month. And what's that? You start learning things about the festival. And there is something about an evil god and its cult that has taken over the island's original god that is now banished in some remote place. And you have been selected as this year's Miko, aka Sacrifice. How will you lead your life during this month? Will you be able to collect all endings and unravel the mystery of this island in order to save yourself from this hellish time loop and unlock the story's true ending? Buy food, get to know characters, obtain money, try not have a psychotic breakdown, explore the island, be careful walking around the streets alone at night, and most of all, have fun making memories while you play the game. What I like the most about the game is the sense of wonder as you explore its limits. What you can and what you cannot do. What locations are there to explore. What secret places lie unfound. Items. What secret places, items and bonuses lie unfound in the island. That very first day, where you walk into the convenience store after school, buy a magazine, go back to your home, and don't even know how to get your clothes back on after a shower. That moment was to me pure kino. And although the storylines and romances in the game aren't very in-depth, they all have their distinctive character. Overall, an enjoyable game. Dong dong. Your mind melts. You are not sure what to do. You keep winning tournaments. But what for? You even complete some dungeons. Yet the game remains locked. A black box of something. You start preparing the script for your YouTube video. You had almost finished the game, but it crashed in the final battle. I hope we can save for the final battle. I hope. Yeah, these ones, they are simple, they are basic, but... And the game stopped working. The game stopped working. Like, the game is not working. Yeah, the game crashed. Fuck. I'll do this tomorrow then. I'll win this tomorrow. I hope. At least.
3 weeks later.
Well, you didn't know it was the final battle.
It is me, the man who could shit himself on demand. It has been half a month. But now we're back!
Mental illness that stinks to you, it's crazy. Now, I don't even know what I was doing. I know we have to beat some guys and hopefully win. At that very time, you were in the middle of a mental breakdown over your future. Could she really love you? Well, this game won't fix that, that's for sure. This YouTube video won't fix that. You fall into depression. You decide to tell her hi. And by hi, you mean a St. Augustine style confessional about the failings of your life, of your love. You return, almost a month later. Well, it was just 15 minutes of gameplay. You were right. All you needed to do was change weapons and buy some healing items. You won. But the victory feels empty. If you had been able to complete all the dungeons and gather all the dragon relics, maybe you wouldn't have to do it. You wouldn't have had to kill Delilah. You find a forum post. Lately, I've been looking for one of those gems of a game people discover a couple of years after they got released. Those indie little releases nobody gives a shit about. After looking for 7 days straight, pirating hundreds of games and playing them for roughly 30 to 60 seconds before realizing they are complete and utter soulless garbage, I found this beautiful little pearl. Going further, the game seems to be time sensitive. There are a bunch of events that are to go off at certain times, but they are affected by what you have and have not done, and who you have befriended. NPCs can die from these events depending on choices or past actions. Going to a place to get something done may mean someone will live or die because of that. Because this shit is time sensitive, I can imagine there are a lot of things you can change through your playthrough. But I wouldn't know until a second or third playthrough. If this shit is true, there might be still a lot of reactivity in this thing. So I did miss a flag, you think to yourself. Maybe I shouldn't have stopped talking to the NPCs. Maybe I should have tried to max all my relationships. Well, it's too late for that now. 5 years have passed already. A Japanese wiki would help greatly, but it's still amazing playing this one blind. We probably each have very different ways of ending the game when the time literally comes around. This game isn't a hidden gem, but many of its systems are really good. The open world, open structure, dungeon designs, quests, weapons, using menus rather than pointless virtual spaces. These are all interesting and fun to play with. So while the combat is mediocre and the game gets grinding towards the end, it's still worth playing for the novelty of it. You stopped having fun hours ago. You wanted the game to have held your hand more tightly. You wanted at least some indication for what to do, more transparency maybe. I befriended Athena too late. I couldn't get the blacksmith thing. I couldn't become friends with Delilah. I couldn't do the illegal Colosseum. I wasn't able to make her love me. Your previous good experiences with the character and the plot, now marred with hours of dungeon grinding. You spent the last week of the game sleeping, waiting for it to end. Was that a bad move? Homer died in a failed attack against the elves. Good riddance, I guess, but I never got her to kiss me. Maybe if I had helped her, killing Homer should have kissed me. I should have talked with more of the woods folk, huh? That mechanic that I'd criticized at the beginning for being flimsy was actually important, huh? Maybe if that single mechanic had been implemented better, I wouldn't have been left out from the interesting side quests. Stupid talking mechanic. Maybe if I'd done more of the tavern quests also. But they were all so boring. We won. It's over. The dragon god is killed. We now get a set of endings based on our victory. Look, our happily ever after with that crazy trident lady that tried to kill one of her students in a weird side quest. Yet, it feels hollow. Maybe in a different life, I'd play again, but not in this one. Well, maybe this next game will save me.